I'm Christina Awayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories.
Bismillah wa salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Abdul Rahman Mohammed El Sayed says keeping Sharia law out of the United States is racist and Islamophobic. He then compared it to the destruction of Black Wall Street and the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing. Listen.
When the state of Oklahoma voted in a referendum to amend the Constitution to ban Sharia law. What does that mean? I don't know. And yet the voters banned it anyway. And I don't have to tell you that the same exact forces that drove native peoples from their land 2 centuries ago, destroyed Black Wall Street a century ago, bombed a building decades ago, and tried to ban Sharia law not a decade ago, that those forces are alive and well today.
Mohammed El Sayed advocated for Sharia law in the U.S. at the Annual Council on American Islamic Relations, which is CAIR. It was the banquet in Oklahoma in 2022 by comparing the blockage of Sharia to intense tragedies. The Socialist Democrat nominee for Senate said that opposition to Sharia in American courts is rooted in racism and white supremacy. Mohammed El Sayed, who claims to be a physician but does not have a medical degree, was taking aim at the Save Our State Amendment that passed with strong voter support and banned state courts from considering Sharia or international law in their rulings. A federal appeals court later struck it down, saying it was discriminatory to single out Islamic law while allowing other religious principles, even though the people overwhelmingly voted to prevent any possibility of foreign or religious law overriding the state constitution and U.S. Constitution. Mohammed El Sayed attacked a constitutional safeguard, saying it was an act of violent racial hatred. Okay, let's take a look at some of the things that Sharia law includes. Girls' education banned beyond primary level in Afghanistan right now. Men are allowed to beat their wives. Wives must have sex with their husbands whenever the husband desires or risk getting beat. Women have to cover their hair and body to prevent tempting man. If a woman gets raped, it's her fault. Men are allowed to marry girls as young as 6. In fact, Muslims worship a so-called prophet who married his child bride when she was 6 and allegedly waited to rape her until she was 9. Men are allowed to own sex slaves and have 4 wives. Women are not considered equal and are expected to stay at home, and women cannot travel without a male escort. Mohammed El Sayed has denied wanting to impose Sharia law in the United States. However, critics say his own words at the conference prove otherwise, adding that the ban was to protect the Constitution, not persecute Islam. That's what you need to know. In Dallas, Christina Awayo.